They are racing. She made me blush. Mischief Lily reaching out for the early lead. Blame it on Paris away into third position on the run out of the chute and onto the main track. Receive a gift up to the outside of both More Than a Diva and from in between horses, Wing and a Player. Deep on the course is Written Consent, and Last Away Early Promises Me a Paradise is eighth in, trailing 5 lengths top to bottom. Up the backside they go. She Made Me Blush from the high draw shows the way, 3 parts of a length. To the inside, Blame It on Paris. Stuck in between those two, Mischief Lily now backs out from third. Up to the outside, Red Soak's Wing and a Player. Deep on the course is Written Consent, and to the inside of her is Received a Gift, and Promise Me a Paradise still trails. She Made Me Blush under loose reining still shows the way. Blame It on Paris comes on through to the inside. These two even terms, the quarter 22 and 4, half mile 45 and 4. Whip is out on She Made Me Blushes. Blame It on Paris. We'll cut the corner now. Mischief Lily set to strike with a 3-wide bid. She's on the wrong lead, but has a furlong to get to Blame It on Paris, who's still up top. Left stick on Mischief Lily now trying to get her to switch. Here she comes after Blame It on Paris and Mischief Lily to the outside, but Blame It on Paris is still fighting to the inside, down to the wire. Blame It on Paris wins by just better than a length. Mischief Lily out Bob She Made Me Blush for the second spot, and Promise Me a Paradise from Lash run on to be fourth in 118 flat. And they are racing. Slow start for Irv's Winch and a bounding, but a fast one for Paquito Rose and Annotation. Up to the outside, there goes Utsi with My Rosie, and My Rosie right to the front. Meanwhile, Canfu, the Indiana bred favorite, to the outside of Annotation, second and third. Paquito Rose, fourth. Advancing to the outside of horses, keep scrolling. As Ida Storms put in tight, Narrows Bridge against the fence. A bounding is deep on the course, and Irv's Winch is last of them all. Here's Canfu up to the outside of My Rosie. They're on even terms, 3 in front of Annotation and Paquito Rose. Narrows Bridge loops up wide for the drive, top of the home stretch, and it is Canfu coming to tackle My Rosie, who's still fighting to the inside. It's My Rosie and Periute shaking up with a furlong to go. Canfu has every chance to get by her in the final 16th. My Rosie still finding. Canfu's lunging late. Canfu to the outside. My Rosie to the inside. Down to the wire. Narrows Bridge emerges. Narrows Bridge and an impossible outcome potential here as Narrows Bridge rallies down the sand side with new jockey Alberto Bugos in a hip-bobbing finish with Canfu. Hold 'em all. That was a camera close-up. And they are racing. Seaver and Halaga out to the front. Rising Heat away in the third position. Ballot Initiative to the outside fourth. Luminous in between horses. Advancing underneath her is Right Now as they head in the opening turn, where Halaga has quickly cleared off, opened up by just about 4.5 lengths on second running Rising Heat. Seaver to the inside from third. Then it is Right Now from fourth. Up to the outside, Ballot Initiative is fifth. Down on the inside, Right Now is next. And at the back of the pack is Luminous. 23 and 3 the time for the opening quarter. Halaga on a tearaway lead. She's going quick up top, so opened up the lead to a half a dozen lengths. Seaver to the inside of Rising Heat, second and third. Under One Sky is fourth. To the inside, Right Now fifth. Deep in the course, Ballot Initiative is next, and Luminous still last. Half mile slowed it down a touch, 47 seconds flat. Halaga is still there. The lead's down to 3.5 lengths. Seaver under a heavy drive from second. Now, 8-5 shot Under One Sky. Moves a closer third. Rising Heat back into the fourth, about to be passed by Right Now, who's underway. Still 2 back to Ballot Initiative, and Luminous is under a heavy ride while trailing. 1 quarter to go, and Halaga's lead has almost all but evaporated, but she's still in front a length and a half after 3 quarters in 1:11 and 4. And Halaga will turn first. She'll have to brace for the challenge of Under One Sky, who's a major presence to the outside. Seaver is under a heavy ride from third, 1/16 left. Halaga is still fighting up top. Under One Sky still trying to get to her. Halaga tenaciously digging down deep. Under One Sky lunging to the line. These two in a photo. A head bobber. Under One Sky to the outside. Halaga to the inside. 137 flat. They're at the post. And they are racing. Sluggish beginning for Mighty York. Arlen's Crown, the gray reaching out for the early lead. Star of Shanghai flashing speed. Jersey Gold in between those two. Nelcock is 4 deep. Split decision 5 deep. Queen in the North is in about the 6th path as Tiz Abbey advances underneath. Queen Akati and Lucky Shore, they race in tandem, a length in front of slow starting My Dior. That's the 10 of them as they work around the opening turn, and a keyed up Arlen's Crown on a tearaway lead, and the apprentice going to work and trying to ration her back into hand here as she's quickened up by about 4. Quarter was quick too, 23 and 2. Even money, Arlen's Crown, but she's doing it the hard way up top by 5. Star of Shanghai is second. Nelcock third. Jersey Gold in a perfect position from 4th. Split decision is 5th. Then up the backside, it's Queen in the North to the outside of Tiz Abbey, still 3. Back to Lucky Shore. My Dior's up 1 spot, and that relegates Queen Akati to last. 47.19 seconds of time for the half mile. Arlen's Crown lead is down to 2. As Nelcock moves a closer second, Star of Shanghai third, Jersey Gold's 4th. And Tiz Abbey is underway from 5th. Meanwhile, up to the outside, catching the eye, closing in is Lucky Shore and Queen in the North as they race around the turn. Arlen's Crown still up top by 2 as they turn on down. Arlen's Crown with the lead. Nelcock is second. Queen Akati taking the overland route. She's out in the parking lot but closing in. Tiz Abbey got first run. 5 across the course inside the final furlong. And Tiz Abbey at 14-1 strikes the front, but Queen Akati has momentum to the outside. Here comes Queen Akati after Tiz Abbey. Tiz Abbey digging down, and Tiz Abbey, she fought on once again tonight, and she turns the tables tonight and wins to give Alberto Burgos 2 on the card. Covers the mile, 139 and 1. T. McBride. And they are racing. Boone's Path, Manchester, all hustled out to the front between horses Braille, Wiley T, Son of Thunder. These on the run the first turn. But up top now, Boone's Path clears off. The big long shot shows the way. Wiley T to the outside of Braille to the inside. Advancing to the outside now, Manchester hard-held moves a closer third. Right on that one's back as they turn to the backside is Son of Thunder. They retrail back 2.5 lengths back to Captain Hank. Midnight Rising on debut is down along the inner rail. Pancake House deep on the course. Further out is Kansas Comet and Gamer. And start 2 on the stretch out will have to run by them all. The quarter was 22 and 3. Up the backside in the John Veach. And it is Boone's Path paving the path. 3 parts of a length. Manchester now moves a closer second. Still 3. Back to Son of Thunder set to strike from 3rd. Wiley T to the inside 4th. Meanwhile, Braille is picking his way through the pack. Covered up to the outside though now by the Thunderer. Midnight Rising is full of runs. Got nowhere to go. Sequestered to the inside of Captain Hank and Pancake House from the backfield. Gamer is underway in Kansas Comet now last. Boone's Pass still there. Manchester under heavy drive, but he's running in place. Son of Thunder moves a closer third. Now Daylight for Midnight Rising up the fence. Here comes a first-time starter who looks well met to the top of the home stretch. And Midnight Rising sweeping up in hand after the lead. That's all for Boone's Path. Continue to grind away down the center is Gamer. They have 1 furlong to go, and Midnight Rising. Look at this Son of Mendelssohn driving on a 3-length lead. Gamer to the outside. Son of Thunder to the inside as they race down to the wire. Here's a bright future for Midnight Rising. Wellman and debut, and he wins. Gathered up in the end by about 3. Photo between Gamer and Son of Thunder for the Miners. A running time 1:37 and 1. Midnight Rising, a name to remember. They are at the post, and they are racing. Fair Game was quick into stride, but it's Fancy Martini who has the most speed. She's crossing, cleared right in front of Fair Game. Meanwhile, Iliogami touched the brakes there. She's last, but switching out to about the 5 path. So into the first turn, midpoint through that turn. Now Ravella, the favorite, has come on to the outside of Fancy Martini to take the lead. Ballybell in hand from 3rd, as is Vespa from 4th. Fair Game to the inside 5th, covered up by K. Raiden Alika, and Iliogami is last of them all. The quarter contested 24 and 2, and it's a pace battle up top. Ravella to the outside of Fancy Martini. They go 1-2, about 2.5 in front. K. Raiden Alika to the inside of Ballybell. Then it is Vespa to the outside of Fair Game, and Iliogami, the daughter of Tappet, still trails. They pass the half-mile pole. Up the backside they go. Fancy Martini still to the inside of Ravella. Half-mile, 48 and 3. Bally Bell set to strike from third. Up to the outside, K-Ride and Aleka moves closer fourth. Extreme outside, Vespa from the backfield. Ilya Gama has found her best strides, but she's doing so while 5 wide as they race towards the top at home stretch. And Ravella has the lead, but company's coming to the outside. Bally Bell, 2 deep, 3 deep. Vespa top at a home stretch. And Ravella will turn them on down, but it's Bally Bell with momentum to the outside. Fair game back in the middle. She's going to switch down to the inside. Over the land route is Vespa as they're inside the final 16th now. Bally Bell trying to get by Ravella, who's digging down. Here comes Vespa. Vespa up to the outside of Bally Bell to the wire. Bally Bell by a neck. Vespa photoed there with Ravella for the Miners in 1:37 and 1. And they are racing. Good start for Super Tale of Houdini, also flashing speed, Glacken's Cause, Roja Bay, Music Amora, Capital Allocation, and Story Hour, who's 6 wide on the run the first turn. So up top, Capital Allocation showing the way, but it's Music Amora now pokes the nostril in front, Glacken's Cause, keyed up the long shot to the outside, now up to join the front. Story Hour stalks that trio from fourth to the inside. Roja Bay down along the rail from fifth, and it is Super Tail Houdini. Still 5 back to Puffin, covered up by Classic Coin. A couple leagues further back, it is Sweet Lady Ivanka to the inside. Now advancing to the outside of horses on the run down the backstretch is Batya. Then French Cuffs is second last, and Jubilee Bridge is 20 out of it in last. The quarter 23 and 4, so there's some pace to chase as Capital Allocation at 68 to 1 shows the way. Music More at a big number trying to squeeze through from the fence. Story Hour to the outside moves a closer third. Glacken's Cause is hard ridden. These 4 across the course. Meanwhile, here comes Super Tail of Houdini at a big number, so price horses up top, but here come the closers as they race around the turn. And all of a sudden, Classic Coin has thrown her hat into the ring, and she went from near the tail of the field up to a share of the lead to the top at home stretch. Story Hour made the first move, but Classic Coin ratcheting up the pressure to the outside. These 2 square off as they turn on down for the money. Jubilee Bridge was last, but she's first right now with a furlong to go. It is Jubilee Bridge ratcheting up the pressure and drawing away. Sweet Lady Ivanka to the outside in second. That's all for Story Hour. Down to the wire, Jubilee Bridge drawing away to win. Sweet Lady Ivanka was second, Classic Coin third. Then Story Hour, the running time was 1:42 and 4. They're at the post. And they are racing. Awkward beginning for Never Tell Patty. Quick start for the inside for Daring Do, Heartful Hope. Also fleet-footed. There goes Spencer Sparkle out to the front. Peter Pam away in the 4th position. Exhibit Hall 5th. And a couple leagues further back to Rock the Nile, Climb to Glory. Still 2 back to Midnight Megan. After the poor start, Never Tell Patty is on the move early. And Beach walking at the back of the pack. A contested pace where Daring Do comes on through to the inside. Spencer Sparkle to the outside. Heartful Hope in between horses now third. Still 4. Back to Exhibit Hall, who moves closer fourth. Peter Pam's going the wrong way. From the backfield, Climb to Glory is next. Rounding the turn, and Daring Do, the one to catch. Spencer Sparkle, she's in chase mode from second. Heartful Hope back into third. Exhibit Hall is fourth to the top of the home stretch, and Daring Do with the lead. Whip is out on Spencer Sparkle. Heartful Hope still battling to the inside from third. Deep on the course, Rock the Niles up into fourth. It's Daring Do, who's opening up by 4. Daring Do drawing away. Late on the scene, here comes Beach walking up to the outside of Exhibit Hall, down to the wire. Daring Do will do enough to win. Good effort for Beach Walker, who closed in to be second. Exhibit Hall was third, 110 and 2.